and welcome to the UNILAG TV News Rundown. I am Nifi Akora. Let's take you through the top campus and national education stories that made headlines this week. We begin here on campus, where the Faculty of Law recorded one of its proudest academic moments this week. 43 of its graduates were honored for achieving first-class honors at the 2024 Nigerian Law School Bar Examinations, one of the highest tallies by any single university in Nigeria. The ceremony took place at the faculty boardroom, with Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Bola Obo standing in for Vice-Chancellor Professor Folashade Ogunshola. Also present were Presidential Advisor Dr. Jumoke Oduwole and Senior Advocate of Nigeria Professor Oyelowo Oyewo. Dean of the Faculty, Professor Abiola Sani, described the achievement as a landmark moment. He also announced a new academic partnership with the University of Dundee in the UK. Each graduate received a commemorative medal in what was a proud occasion for the faculty and the wider UNILAG community. And still within UNILAG, the Alumni Association rolled out fresh initiatives this week. President of the association, Engineer Ife Oyedele, announced the launch of the UNILAG Alumni app, a digital platform to connect graduates worldwide, promote mentorship, and celebrate achievements. He also reviewed plans for a modern 1,800-bed hostel project aimed at easing accommodation challenges on campus. According to him, both moves reflect the association's commitment to strengthening alumni bonds while directly supporting current students. Now to national education news. We start with Monday's major development. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, issued a 14-day ultimatum to the federal government, warning of a nationwide strike if unresolved demands are not met. At its NEC meeting in Abuja, ASUU highlighted issues including the renegotiation of the 2009 agreement, payment of salary arrears, revitalization of infrastructure, and alleged victimization of members. President of the union, Professor Christopher Piwuna, said a 2-week warning strike could follow, escalating to a total shutdown if nothing changes. Still on Monday, the federal government approved new rules for NYSC mobilization. From October 6th, graduates, both local and foreign, must deposit their academic project or thesis in the Nigeria Education Repository and Data Bank, NERD, before being eligible for service. The policy aims to curb certificate fraud and improve academic accountability. Graduates who already served or were exempted before this date will not be affected. On Tuesday, attention shifted to Abuja, where Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai announced that her Malala Fund has helped secure gender-responsive education policies in Nigeria. She explained that the new policies support married and pregnant girls returning to school, increase funding for girls' education, and push to end child marriage. In Kano and Adamawa, her partners also introduced frameworks for gender-responsive budgeting. Since 2014, the Malala Fund says it has invested over $8 million in Nigerian organizations championing girls' education. Still on Tuesday, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund officially closed its portal for the 2024-2025 session. Pending applications are being processed, while upkeep payments will continue until November. The portal for the 2025-2026 cycle reopens in the second week of October and runs until January 2026. CEO Akintunde Soya urged students to reapply promptly, stressing that NELFUND remains committed to removing financial barriers to higher education. By Wednesday, as Nigeria marked Independence Day, President Bola Tinubu used his national address to highlight education and youth-targeted funding as pillars of his administration's reforms. He pointed to the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Youth Cred, and the IDICE initiative as programs designed to give young people access to loans, skills, and jobs. The president stressed that education will remain central to Nigeria's national progress. Also on Wednesday, concerns grew over the new national curriculum. 2 weeks after schools resumed, many are still struggling to implement the revised syllabus. Public schools, in particular, face shortages of teachers and textbooks, especially for vocational subjects such as digital literacy, solar installation, and cosmetology. Experts are now calling for a phased rollout of the curriculum instead of full-scale adoption all at once. Moving on to Friday, the NYSC reviewed the scale of its contribution to Lagos State. According to the Director General, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, core members deployed to Lagos save the state nearly 15 billion naira every year. The state currently hosts over 44,000 core members serving as teachers, doctors, and nurses, roles that would otherwise require huge government spending. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu pledged continued support for the scheme, including plans for a permanent orientation camp in Ikorodu. And finally, still on Friday, JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede reminded Nigerians that education must drive national development, not just personal ambition. He cautioned that corruption, exam malpractice, and over-reliance on paper qualifications were weakening the system. Instead, he called on schools to focus on curricula that instill integrity, innovation, and practical skills. And that's our education news roundup for the week. I am Nifi Akora. Thanks for watching the UNILAG TV News Rundown. Have a wonderful evening.